buddies? So you know what, this is a very special video today because I'm doing this after many years of being requested. Many people, hundreds and thousands of people asked me, youngsters asked me that, Vikas, how should one become a professional racer, a motorcycle racer in India? And trust me, you can go online, Google it, but you're not really going to find a proper answer for it. You know what? Whom I'm with right now? Well, the national champion of our country. So, buddies, you know what? How I met Sandeep? That was the year 2015, I think. 16? All right, 2016. And I was participating in the Pulsar Cup. It was kind of a qualifying cup in a qualifying round in Hyderabad. So we were riding and we saw someone just sweeping everyone off and going away. And we thought, who is this man? Who is this riding so well? Because we thought we were one of the best in Hyderabad because we were from motivation track days and we were riding almost every other week on the track. And then we realized that this young man who, what were you, 18 that time? 18 years old, and he was riding so well. That is when one of my friends from motivation told him that you should, start attending our track days. And he came out to the track days and he almost did not need much training. Of course, no matter how talented you are, you would still need to polish your skills. So that is what he did. Now, after, say, you won Pulsar Cup, or say, for example, there is a fresher, all right, who's just gone to track days. What should he do next? In case he wants to become a professional, how does he go and join a racing team, or what does he do?
So the first important thing, he should actually go to a training academy, which like FMSCA approved training academy. So there are many training academies. So he should attend that. He should take a certificate from that academy. So training will not be for months or years. Just 1 or 2 days training, but that is very useful actually.
Yes.
So with that training certificate, he's eligible for racing license, FMSCI, Federation of Motorsport Club of India. So he can take a license from then, if after getting the license, so he can take part in novice category. So if he's below 23 years old, so in India we can start racing from 13 years.
All right.
So 13 to 23.
Okay.
So in 13 to 23.
That is the initial category.
Initial category.
And what motorcycles do you ride there?
Group D, stock Group D, and all the novice categories. So that Honda one make novice category, TVS one make novice.
So these will be like 150cc,
150cc, 165cc.
All right.
So if he wins the race, or else if he's a champion, he can move to the expert category. Actually.
All right. That is like the up to 400cc category.
Up to 400cc, right? Or Group C, like Pro Stock up to 165cc. So here we'll race with experienced people and also the champions, ex-champions and all. So so first thing, he should go to a training academy. He should get a racing license. Then he can take part in races. So he should just practice well. He should win the races, and just he can move to the expert category. So depending upon that, his life will be.
So first, get yourself trained. A training academy. There are many. There is RACR, there is Gusto Racing, there is Apex Racing, and many more. So get your basic training. They give you level 1 training, level 2 training. So after that, what they teach you there is everything, as I mentioned: throttle management, cornering, braking, and then in the advanced stages, you go to racecraft and all of that.
All the flags and everything.
Yes. So after you learn, after you get your basic training done, you get your FMSC license and start participating in national races. So in national races, after you participate and end up winning in the Group D
or one makes,
you can participate in the expert category. So that is where you really prove yourself, correct? The expert category.
Yes, with the experienced people.
Got it. So now, another main question is that, how did you convince your parents? What did you tell your parents? Because as we all know, everyone wants to know this, that youngsters would go and say that, all right, mom, dad, I want to race. The moment they hear that, they say, race, forget it. No, you could crash or something could happen, and it's not really a career in India. So how did you convince this to your parents?
So I never said that I'm going to a racing event. So I just used to bunk the classes. I used to go to the racetracks or city races, the normal city races. So then I used to call them. So I just came to an event. I'll be back.
I won it.
And I used to come with a trophy and a certificate. So then they used to see that trophy, everything, and they were like, okay. So they didn't scold me anytime. So I took a small advantage like
But
that.
absolutely, because see, you would say that's not really right thing. You should tell your parents and go. But again, he was 18. He could take his own decision. But there's a risk involved. And the best thing that he did is that he went, he won, he came back home with trophies. So what would your parents say then? They would be very happy about what you've done.
Yeah.
So all right, so that is one part. So you kept winning and you convinced your parents.
Yes.
So that is, it's like, for example, if you want to do something in life, prove it that you're worth it.
Yes,
Then your
yes.
parents would agree to it.
Exactly.
And next, finances. How did you, what kind of money are we talking about? Approximately, in case someone wants to get into racing. Of course, first is the riding gear.
Yes,
Yeah? You'll end up spending about 1 lakh at least
Yeah,
for the
almost.
riding gear.
Yes.
You have to spend on a racing suit about 30,000 at least on the racing
Yes,
suit.
yes.
Boots, good helmet, not 4,000-5,000 rupee helmet. Get a proper good
yeah.
helmet. Yes, Snell certified or at least something like that. 15,000 rupees at least. Your gloves, your back protectors, and everything put together about 1 lakh rupees. You can get it for lesser also. You can buy second hand also.
Yes,
Not the
yes.
helmet, but everything else you can buy second hand. After the riding gear part, what next? Like, do you have to spend money on your motorcycle, and what all you have to do?
Yeah. So if someone wants to race in a Group D, it depends on the team actually. So the team running cost, some will charge around 80,000 rupees for that year. Some may charge 1.2 lakh, something like that.
Okay.
So if someone can't spend money on Group D, they have a great chance. They can actually go to Honda One Make,
correct,
TVS One Make. So
One make would be fully sponsored.
not fully sponsored.
Yeah.
We should just pay 3,500 rupees.
Okay.
So if someone doesn't have gear also, they'll just provide the suit, boots and gloves, chest protector, everything. We should just carry helmet. That's it. So yeah, nowadays the racing is actually very good because it's a developing sport.
Yes.
So if someone doesn't have that much of money, they can enter into One Makes.
Correct. So we will just mention this. So, buddies, it's a great news that we all know racing is very expensive. To get into it, it is expensive. As I just mentioned that you got to get your riding gear. But if you have the talent,
Yes.
if you have the skill, even without buying your riding gear,
Yes.
you can. So in One Make, what do? You apply for it?
Yeah, the same thing. If we have a FMSU license, we'll just pay entry of 3,500 rupees per round.
Okay.
So finally, that five rounds, 10 races. So per round, we'll pay around 3,500 rupees.
All right.
So that's nothing.
No, but say for example, if 100 people apply, they can't take 100 in, right? So
Yeah.
what do they do?
So
How will they?
it's just
qualifying?
like first come first serve
Oh,
basis.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Group D and all, they'll have qualifying everything, but in One Makes especially, the first come first serve.
First come, first serve. So improve your skill, have good talent, and in One Makes, like the Honda, they would even provide riding gear, and that is where you actually prove your talent at a national level.
Yes.
So that is done. So when you go to the expert category, then what happens?
That is very expensive. We should
Yeah.
actually find sponsors.
Yeah. But is it easy to find sponsors? No, right?
No, not
Yeah.
at all. So whenever I've approached many people, many VIPs, many politicians. So whenever I say this is racing, so they don't know. No one
Yeah.
knows about racing. So everyone chose racing as a crime. So even if you
Yeah.
wear a safety gear, even police people will stop us and they were like, "Are you racing?" and all. So no one has a good impression on racing. So it's actually very hard to convince
Sponsors.
for sponsors. So we should show them actually. I won the national championship. We should show them. We should explain them clearly. So it's actually very hard. So
True.
yeah, I just won the 2 national champions, one in novice and one in expert. So I don't know what to do next. So if I just want to move into international racing, it costs me more than 50 lakhs. So if I want to race in ARRC, it costs around 75 lakhs.
Wow.
So this is
Wow.
now this is a very tough task
Yeah.
for me.
True.
So yeah, I just proved myself but I don't know. I may race in international. So there is no other category. There is no bigger category. There is no 400. After 400, there is no other national championship race.
Correct.
So there is a JK championship. It will just happen for one
Correct.
round. One
Correct.
round.
Yes.
In one round, we'll get the championship. But still, in this like in this 400cc after 400cc, we don't have any other 600.
National, it's all over.
We
Yeah.
don't have. So we should just, if we want to prove ourselves more, so we should go to abroad racing. So that is very, very expensive.
True.
So definitely we should find sponsors. So even parents, so they'll have love on us, but they can't.
It's a lot of
yeah,
money. It's
yeah.
serious money.
Yeah, so-
Anywhere in the world, if you're talking about 50, 70 lakhs, it's huge amount of money.
Yeah.
That's of course international. You're
Yes,
talking.
yes. Expert category, so we should spend on suspensions,
Yes.
ECUs, and many more parts like foot pegs, racing foot pegs,
Yes.
and racing handlebars.
Yes.
And tuning cost. Tuning actually matters in expert category.
True.
So, and we should get a good tuner.
Tuning of the motorcycle.
Tuning.
Yes.
So in expert category, especially the main thing is to set up a suspension.
Correct.
That is very hard actually. It takes much more time. So we should get a good tuner for that. We should pay for him. And many more. So and bike a suspension costs around 1.5 lakh,
Correct.
something like that.
Correct.
So and ECUs, tuning, handlebar. So damper is very important.
Yes.
If we go with GPR damper, it costs around 37,000 rupees. So totally, if we want to race in 300 to 400 category, it costs at least 5 lakh rupees.
5 lakh
Yeah.
rupees. Got
So yeah, there are few teams. There are pretty good teams here. So we can just pay everything to them. So if we are capable of that,
Got it.
we should pay our money so that there's no tension. They'll get the parts, they'll fix it, they'll tune it, they'll work on on our machines actually.
Got it.
So the main tough task is to find sponsors.
Yeah.
So
So even if you don't find sponsors, somehow if you can arrange 5 lakh
Yes,
rupees,
yes,
you
yes.
can set up your motorcycle, you can, as you mentioned that you got a, like for example, he was racing the RC390,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So remember in one of my videos, I was riding a Gusto Racing
Yes,
RC390 and I mentioned that it was just out of the world because the suspension is just unbelievable. It has a steering dampener as I mentioned so that you don't have tank slappers. And the whole engine is tuned in a way that you will not believe. They are very, very, very fast motorcycles. So you need to have a motorcycle and then modify
should
it,
spend it.
you know, and then tune it. For all of this, apart from your riding gear and apart from your travel expenses and apart from, you know,
Hotel,
your practice
food,
and
yeah.
everything, you spend about 5 lakh rupees. Got it. So another thing, most important is that most of the time, people at your age are busy studying.
Yeah.
So how much of time you actually put into practice? This is a major question that I
yeah,
get.
so for us actually, for all the Hyderabad people, we are actually a bit lucky because
Yeah.
we
We
have
have
the
chicane
go-kart
circuit.
track, chicane
Yes.
circuit. So at least in a month I'll practice for 2 times with the RC390, just with the same handlebars and all. So and also that is not enough actually. We should race in the circuit which we are racing. We should practice in the circuit which we are racing. So I've skipped many exams.
Yeah, understand, yes.
I have many supply exams, so I should write. I should clear all my supplies. So it's actually hard to do both.
True.
So I should manage that. Should manage this. So
True.
and even colleges won't support much. So
I can understand.
yeah. So now colleges will provide attendance maybe. So if it's for 10 days or 1 week, so they'll provide attendance. So but we should write our exams. If we have races on our exam dates, we can't do anything.
True.
So we should just race there. We should clear it in supplementary exam, something like
Correct. So, buddies, this is a challenge that every athlete faces. You know, he or she could be a cricketer, tennis star, or anyone. Balancing your studies and the sport that you're into is a major task. But, you know, that is what probably life is, you know. You don't always get everything in one package. But I would say is that try and focus as much as possible on your studies also. You know, you need that backup. So having said that, so Sandeep, you know, about crashes,
Yeah.
Now, this is critical. This is what parents are scared of. This is what we are scared of too, because we feel that riding on road is dangerous. Of course, it is dangerous. Riding on a racetrack is much safer, but we will end up falling someday or the other, And when we fall, most of the time we just slide, and we have good race suits. We have good safety gear, so nothing so bad would happen. But what are the major injuries that happen to you, and what is expected?
Yeah. So I've crashed around 50 to 70 times on
What? 50 to 70 times? He's a tough man. Yeah.
So nothing happened to me.
See?
But I crashed around 2 times on a public road.
Yeah.
I have 5 surgeries.
Whoa! On public road?
Public road. Yeah.
2 times, 5
times.
surgeries. And on a racetrack, 50 to 70 times?
Nothing happened.
God. I mean, what was the worst thing? What was the most major thing that happened to you on a racetrack?
Racetrack in Curry Motor Speedway, we have a big straight. So it's a wet track actually. So it's a wet session is going on. So I was doing my qualifying with my CBR. I'm in around 160 something. So I don't know. Like I just went with my pace. So at the braking point, I braked at the same position, same place. So the front was off. Like I almost did 20 rolls.
Whoa!
Yeah.
20 rolls.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a wet track, so so I was lucky because it's a wet track. I've
Correct.
crashed in a very good speed, so nothing happened to me. So I went around 100 meters. So I just took the bike and just gave the bike to Honda people. They repaired that. So I crashed many times, even in Chennai, MMRT track, Curry Motor Speedway, everywhere. Especially in Chicken. So this is a small track as well. So throttle control. So I've crashed many times, but trust me, guys. Racing on track is really good. So I've seen many people racing on roads. That's not racing actually. That's something called stupidity. So because of those guys, people like me, we are not getting a good sponsors.
You get a bad name. True. Yeah.
We'll get a bad name. So even if we see news channels, so they show something, they'll show like racing is something crime. So whenever I approach sponsors, because of those people, I'm not getting good sponsors. People like me, not only for me, this is happening for every racer. Our lives are actually not going good.
Correct.
Because of that.
Yeah.
So I request all the people who do very risky racing on public roads, please stop that. And also one more thing, don't use the normal helmets.
Yes.
Invest at least 10% of the money which you're investing on your bike. So for example, if your bike is costing you around 1 lakh rupees, at least spend 10,000 rupees for your life. So when you're spending 1 lakh rupees for your bike, why can't you spend 10,000 rupees on your life? So helmet is much more important. Don't buy a local helmet, the helmets which we can get for 300 or 500 rupees. So use a good helmet, use a good gear. So try to wear jackets, gloves, especially gloves, because that's the point. That's the first contact place when you crash.
And for those who still haven't understood his achievements or achievement of anyone who's been a national champion so far, well, buddies, we are talking about one person out of almost 1.5 billion people in this country. So we are talking as serious as any top cricketer, any top tennis star, anyone. In any other country, if you're a national champion in 400cc category or any category, you'd be looked upon as a sports star, huge sports star, like any of the top IPL cricketers or national cricketers or international cricketers. But unfortunately, in our country, we still haven't reached that stage. But still, you know what? Trust me. I mean, I've played professional cricket in my life. Playing cricket is very easy. It's very, very easy. Uh, Similarly, any other thing, sports. But when you're racing a motorcycle on a racetrack, these people take corners at 150, 160 kilometers an hour, more than that. So imagine that. What kind of dedication. And trust me, I've heard people saying I did 1,000 kilometers on my motorcycle non-stop touring. It's very easy. You can do it. You don't get tired when you're touring. I've done track days. Ride 5 laps continuous at high speeds. You'll get exhausted. You'll be done. Absolutely done. And these people, they do so many laps and they keep riding. The level of mental fitness you need, because there is no time to think, and the level of physical fitness you need, everything is extremely high, extremely high. So that is all that I have to say from my side. And as you already mentioned, that get into professional riding, professional racing. Don't do crazy things on the road.
Thank you all.
And I hope he goes international. I really hope,
Thank you.
And also, what do you think is the best age if someone wants to become the next international MotoGP champion?
So in India, we can start racing from 13 actually.
All right, but you can get trained at any age,
Yeah,
5,
yeah,
6,
yeah.
7.
So just the thing is, we should get trained on the track.
On the track, absolutely. That is what I mean.
So not on roads.
Yes.
And few parents will give scooties,
Correct,
motorbikes to their kids. Like if they're around 14 or 15, they'll just give the vehicles.
Not
So
good.
there are many tracks in every city. At least there's a go-kart track in every city.
Correct.
So you can rent that go-kart track. So if you're really want to ride safe, if you really want to see your motorcycles grunt or whatever, you can actually book a go-kart track.
Yes.
So learn. So if learn by seeing YouTube. There are many things you can do. So
And when we all were riding on chicane in 2014, 15, 16, many of the YouTube viewers who are pessimistic, they used to laugh saying, it's a go-kart track. What are you riding there? What's the big deal in it? You know what? If you can ride well on a go-kart track, if you go to Buddha International Circuit, it'll feel very easy. Because it's huge track.
Yeah.
When you have to take corners on a tight track, it is so much tougher. Technically, it's so much tougher. So riding on Buddha is a piece of cake compared to riding on a go-kart track. So if you have a go-kart track in your city, use it. Hire it, ride there. Of course, with all the safety gear.
Yeah.
And last question for you, as you are a pro, you are the national champion. Top 5 motorcycles which you recommend, right from 150cc, 250cc and up to 400cc.
Okay.
Because people will take your advice very seriously.
Okay. So for track, in 150cc, I prefer R15 because that's very good.
Yeah.
If you want something big, so something like 390cc, go with RC 390. If someone wants 600, if someone want to buy a 600cc, go with the Daytona 675R. 675R actually, because the
You get
suspensions, quick shifter, everything. In 1000cc, I prefer ZX10R. So these vehicles are track spec. So
true. Thank you very much, Sandeep.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And if you just want to mention which trophies for which.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the national championship award for Honda One Make.
All right.
So this is the recent one of Pro Stock
2018.
2018.
Wow.
301 to 400cc. Orange Cup. I'm the runner-up champion in Orange Cup. So that is Pulsar Cup Hyderabad event, Pulsar Cup Grand Finale, and these are all individual races trophies.
Got it.
And the same Pulsar 2016, 2017, all one make trophies, and all 301 to 400cc categories.
These are huge trophies, man. These are huge.
I don't have enough space in my hand.
I'll take a few more. That's fine.
It's okay.
I'll leave his Instagram handle so you can directly contact him. And if you're some sponsors who are watching, please, most welcome.